Okay, I'm going to try to videotape this lesson, but I'm having to hold the video camera and do the lesson at the same time. So we'll see how well this goes. First, I want to show you the materials that I have that I had a student help me to create. So I have a student named Madeline who's really good at drawing anime characters. So I had her draw me a Madeline character, and then they came up with this. This is Felipe, the pizza boy. And then I have, these are quotation marks, punctuation marks, what you would see like in a graphic novel, the little conversation bubbles. And then I have smaller versions of the punctuation marks and some words on sentence strips that I made. So this lesson is a lesson on how to properly use quotation marks when writing a sentence. So I would start, and I don't have a student here, so I'm just going to pretend. So we're going to start, and so today we're doing a lesson on how to properly use quotation marks when writing a sentence. Let's first take a look at some of the punctuation marks, that we have here on the table. These are called quotation marks. This is a comma, this is a period, this is an exclamation mark, and this is a question mark. Can you point to the quotation marks? Oh, very good. And can you point to the period? Very good. And what was this one called again? That's right, a question mark. And what were these called again? That's right, quotation marks. We use quotation marks to show the exact words that someone spoke. And we use a comma to separate the words that were spoken from the person who is doing the speaking. So let's take a look at what we have here on our table. You ever seen a graphic novel, like a comic book graphic novel? Of course you have. They usually have a picture of a person, and they have this kind of little conversation bubble. And we know that when we look at that it was this person who was saying these words because of this little conversation bubble. So we know that this little girl here, Madeline, is saying, I want a cheese pizza. But it's not always convenient to be able to draw a character and a conversation bubble every time you want to write a story and show what's being spoken. So we need another way. So we're going to use our punctuation marks to help us create a sentence that's going to do that for us. So first, we're going to bring in some quotation marks to put around our bubble here to show that these are words that are being spoken. Next, which one of those punctuation marks, can you get the one that we use to separate who is doing the speaking from what was being spoken? That's right, the comma. So now I have Madeline, who was doing the speaking, is separated with the comma from what she was saying. So now let's look at our end punctuation, decide which one we need to put into our sentence. A period tells us it's just a statement. If I put a period here, then that means that Madeline said, I want a cheese pizza. If I put an exclamation mark in here instead, that would mean that what she said is, I want a cheese pizza. And if I put a question mark here, that means that Madeline was asking, I want a cheese pizza? So which one do you think we should use today? The period? Oh, very good. Okay. I want a cheese pizza. All right. Now that we have our punctuation in place, let's see if we can begin to switch out some of our pictures for words. So I have my words over here. So we're going to put Madeline in place of the picture for Madeline. And Madeline said, and then I need a little comma to separate. I want cheese pizza. Now we have our little punctuation marks over here, so what do we need to put next? You want to put the period in? Okay. Because she just said it as a statement, right? Am I finished? Oh, no, there's something else I need? That's right, I need those quotation marks, don't I? So put the quotation marks here. So now I'm looking at my sentence and I have Madeline said, comma, and then the quotation marks, I want a cheese pizza, period, and the end quotation mark. So you'll notice our comma separates who was doing the speaking from what that person was saying. And the punctuation, the end punctuation mark, goes inside the quotation marks. And that is how we use punctuation to write a quote.